Welcome, my dear students, to this English class. This lesson will mainly focus on vocabulary revision. During this lesson, we will cover two objectives. The first one is to consolidate the use of vocabulary. The second objective is to demonstrate understanding of collocations, idioms, and phrasal verbs. In our first activity, we will decide which noun collocates with all four of the verbs, then complete the sentences 1 to 4 with the correct form of the collocations. First, let's try to remember what does the word collocation mean. It is a combination of two or more words used together. Here we have some examples of collocations, like adjective plus noun, fast food, regular exercise, adverb plus adjective, completely satisfied, richly decorated, verb plus noun, do homework, give a presentation. Now let's start with our first activity. We will look at the words in the box, then decide which of these words collocates with all of the four verbs. The words are history, tradition, custom, and culture. Let's have a look at the verbs establish, break with, uphold, and pass down. So the word that collocates with these verbs is tradition. Very good. To establish a tradition means to bring it into existence. To break with a tradition is to do something new and different. To uphold a tradition is to support and maintain one's tradition. And to pass down a tradition is to pass it through or transfer it to the next generation. Now that you know the meanings of these collocations, I would like you to complete the sentences with the correct form of the collocations. Please read through the sentences 1 to 4, then stop the video to do the task. Now let's correct. Number 1. Though most of the men in his family were doctors, Omar and decided to study law. The collocation that best fits in the gap is broke with tradition. Very good. Please notice that the sentence is in the past, so the verb break should be in the past too. Number 2. Even today, most Chinese brides continue to the of wearing a red wedding dress. This means that this tradition is still supported by the Chinese people. So the answer is uphold the tradition of wearing a red wedding dress. Very good. Number 3. Muhammad learned sword dancing from his father, and then he to his son. When you teach the tradition from one generation to another, or you transfer it from one generation to another, it means to pass it down. So Muhammad passed down the tradition to his son. Very good. The last sentence. The US government, of Thanksgiving in 1800s to celebrate a good autumn crop. The answer is the US government established the tradition of Thanksgiving, which means started this tradition in the 1800s. Excellent. Moving on to the next activity, we will complete 8 gaps with the correct form of the words in capitals. As you can see in the box, we have a list of suffixes which are used to form adjectives. These are called derivational suffixes. which are used to change the words into a new different part of speech. Now please stop the video and do the task. Now let's check our answers. Number 1. A good team leader must be and confident. As you can see, the word written in capital is decide, which is a verb. In order to form an adjective, we have to add a suffix to the verb decide. So, a good team leader must be decisive and confident. Excellent. Number 2. If you're planning on exploring the old city, be sure to wear footwear. The footwear you should wear is practical or sensible. Excellent. Number 3. The new Italian restaurant across the street has very nice food, but it's a bit. The adjective from the word price is pricey. Excellent. Which means expensive. Next, the idea of staying in a dormitory is not very to some people. This idea is not attracting to some people or is not appealing. Very good. Number 5. He was. By the way, everyone welcomed him so sincerely to the neighborhood. So the answer is overwhelmed. Excellent. Next, an eyewitness managed to take down the number plate of the car. Here we are talking about an attentive and vigilant eyewitness. The verb is observe, so we need the adjective of observe, which is observant. Very good. An observant eye witnessed. Excellent. Number 7. Due to the success of our recent series on cultural identity, we are on the way to becoming the country's highest selling magazine. This magazine is published once every week, so it is a weekly magazine. Very good. The last sentence. Memories are more than any of the souvenirs you can find in tourist shops. The word written in capital is meaning, and its adjective is meaningful. Excellent. Memories are more meaningful than any of the souvenirs you can find in tourist shops. Very good. In this activity, we will match the groups of words 1 to 4 with the nouns A to D in order to form collocations. I would like you to take a few minutes to read through the words and the nouns, then stop the video and do the task. Now let's correct. Number 1. Higher, physical, private. School, education, course, or learning. It is B. Excellent. Education. We say higher education and physical education as well as private education. Number 2. Chemistry. Language, online, intensive. Course. Excellent. Next. Boarding, public, business, language, driving. School. Good. It is A. The last one, distance, interactive, and language. Learning, of course, it is D. Notice that the word language is matched with course. We say language course, which means an educational course in which a foreign language is taught. Also, language school, which is a school where people study a foreign language. And language learning, which is the process of learning a new language. My dear students, I would like you to keep these collocations in your mind because we will use them in the next activity. Now we will complete 6 sentences using some of the collocations that we saw in the previous activity. Please read through the sentences 1 to 6, then stop the video to do the task. Now we will correct. Number 1. As soon as Emma arrived in Berlin, she did a 2-week and learned the basics of German. Notice in this sentence that there are keywords that have been underlined, which are 2-week and German. These 2 hints help you understand that Emma has to learn a new language, which is German, and in a very short period of time. So the answer is intensive course or language course. Excellent. Number 2. Space is important for students because it helps them keep fit and active. The subject that you have at school and it helps you keep fit is physical education or PE. Excellent. Next, I've been considering because the only university that offers the course I am interested in is too far away for me to study there. The keyword in this sentence is far away. So this person needs to study online. That's why he has been considering distance learning. Excellent. Because the university is very far. Moving on to sentence number 4. When my father was young, he went to a and he really looked forward to seeing his parents again at the end of the term. In countries with big cities, students have to study and live in the same school. That is called boarding school. So when my father was young, he went to a boarding school. Very good. Next, the instructor at the made me practice my parking before I took the test. It is obvious from this sentence that we are talking about the driving school. Very good. Number 6. Most people choose to send their children to state schools because it's very expensive. We know that education in state schools is free, but private education is very expensive. Excellent. There are no grammatical rules to help you know which preposition is used with which verb, noun, or adjective. So it is a good idea to try to learn them together. In this activity, we will complete 10 sentences with the correct form of the words or phrases in the box. Please pay attention to the prepositions written in bold. Please stop the video and do the task. Now let's correct. Number 1. You have to with each other in order to complete the assignment. The missing word means to collaborate or to work together. So it is to cooperate. Excellent. To cooperate with each other in order to complete the assignment. Number 2. Patricia is on an idea for a new novel. Patricia is trying to develop an idea for a new novel. So the answer is working on. Very good. Notice that the present progressive is used in the sentence. That's why work is in the ing form. Moving on to sentence number 3. John is in trouble because he tried in the maths test and the teacher caught him. Here, John tried to gain something with dishonest. He tried to cheat in the maths test. Very good. Number 4. Can you turn down the TV? It's hard for me too on this report with so much noise. So the noise made it hard for him to concentrate on this report. Good. Number 5. If you don't to the teacher, you won't know how to do the project correctly. If you don't listen to the teacher or if you don't pay attention to the teacher, you won't know how to do the project correctly. Good. Number 6. We went to the library too for our final exams. The library is a very quiet place where people go to in order to study and revise for our final exams. Next, Lisa has always been very at painting, which is why she decided to study art. The answer is that Lisa has always been very good at painting. Sentence number 8. Carl is of memorizing large amounts of information without much effort. Carl has the ability to memorize this amount of information, so he is capable of memorizing. Next, Jenny was from school today because she is ill. Jenny wasn't present at school, so she was absent from school today because she is ill. The last one. Mrs. Cooper is a very good professor, and you will greatly from her lectures. Mrs. Cooper's lectures are beneficial. That's why you will benefit greatly from her lectures. Excellent. The word idiom is an expression whose meaning is not predictable from the usual meanings of its words or constituent elements. In this activity, we will read 8 sentences and match the idioms in bold with their meanings A to H. Please stop the video and do the task. Now let's check our answers. Number 1. Teachers shouldn't turn a blind eye to bullying in schools because it's a very serious issue. Turn a blind eye to means E. Excellent. To deliberately ignore something bad that is happening. Number 2. Paul got cold feet and didn't go swimming with the sharks as he had planned. This idiom describes the feeling of Paul. Paul seems to be scared and worried about going swimming with the sharks. So, got cold feet means H. Excellent. To become too nervous to take part in a difficult or dangerous situation. Next, Mr. Williams put his foot down and told his son that he could no longer borrow the car without paying for petrol. This idiom describes the reaction of Mr. Williams. So, to put one's foot down means to decide something and express your decision strongly. It is D. Very good. Number 4. My heart was in my mouth as I opened the letter from the university I had always dreamed of being accepted to. My heart was in my mouth means F. Excellent. To be worried, nervous, or frightened. Moving to sentence number 5. Parents need to be able to keep their head even when things at home get rough. Which means parents should know how to behave in difficult situations, which is G, excellent, to be calm in a difficult situation. Number 6. Mike and I don't always see eye to eye, but we manage to get along. To see eye to eye means to have the same opinion or to have the same views about something. It is A, very good, to agree with somebody. Number 7. Stop sticking your nose into other people's personal lives. Why do you care where they were yesterday? To stick your nose into something means to try to discover things that are not really related to you. It is C, good, to try to get involved in something that is none of your business. The last sentence. You shouldn't have said that. You really need to learn to hold your tongue. It means to stop yourself from speaking or to say nothing even though you want to. Excellent. It is B. A phrasal verb is a verb plus a preposition or adverb which creates a meaning different from the original verb. For example, break down, check out, check in, fall down, etc. In this activity, we will match the phrasal verbs in bold with their meanings A to G. Please stop the video and do the task. Now let's correct. Number 1. We didn't end up visiting the lake. The trip was called off because of bad weather. To call off is to decide that something will not happen, which means D, excellent, to cancel. Very good. Number 2. I'll take you to the train station and see you off. To see somebody off is to go with a person who is leaving to an airport or train station and say goodbye. So it means A, to accompany somebody somewhere and say goodbye. Excellent. Next, we will be more than happy to put you up for the summer. Stay as long as you like. To put somebody up is to provide someone or somebody with a place to stay temporarily and show hospitality, which is F, very good, to offer hospitality. Next, John and Frank are stopping over in Frankfurt for a couple of hours on their way to Beijing. To stop over means to pay a short visit for a short period of time, which is B, excellent, to stay somewhere for a short time before continuing a long journey. Number 5. I really need to get away for a few days and relax. To get away means to enjoy one's time by having a holiday. C, very good. Sentence number 6. I couldn't make out what they were saying as their English was very poor. Because of their poor English, I couldn't understand what they were saying. So make out means to manage to understand. It is G. Perfect. The last sentence. Can you please drop me off at the travel agents on your way to work? To drop somebody off is to take someone or something to a place by car and leave them there. So the answer is E. Very good. To leave somebody somewhere. Excellent. My dear students, that is the end of our lesson. By now, I expect you to be able to consolidate the use of vocabulary and demonstrate understanding of collocations, idioms, and phrasal verbs. This video will always be available on Microsoft Teams for you to watch at any time. Thanks for watching.